Hello Transformers fans, this is J.A.R. 369 and welcome back for another figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beast Scorponok made by Hasbro. Take a look at the packaging. You can see it's like the windowless packaging. Well, at least you can see the figure instead of like, well, you know, the image of the figure. So yeah, you see the window, well, the figure exposing the figure, but no accessories. That's because they're behind or on the side there. You get an artwork image of Scorponok right there. On the side, same image right there, Studio Series there. He is number 107, and he is a Predacon. Recommend for ages 8+, and Hasbro logo, Transformers logo on this side here. On the side, you get the image of Scorponok, and on the back, there's the image of the figure. So that's about it. Let's take out Scorponok out of the package. Here is Scorponok out of the package in his, well, beast form. So let's take a closer look at Scorponok in his beast form. So take a look at the head sculpt here. You can see his little head right there. Looks pretty good. Not too bad at all. Not too bad. Yeah, you can see like the whole... Yeah, I'm not sure how I explain this. I mean, but it's still really neat. You get the Predacon logo on there. There's like a little peg hole right there. You can see like the crawling feet there on each side. Oh, and you can see the little small feet there, which has no articulation unless these hinges count as an articulation. And you can see there's like the claws on there. And the little turbines on there kind of reminds me of that version of Scorponok from Revenge of the Fallen movie. But except, well, yeah, he turns into a robot. And you can see the little scorpion tail, which just have some articulation there, obviously. Yeah, and on the bottom there's this little chest right there. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Not too bad at all, not too bad. I say the scorpion form looks pretty cool and creepy crawling, I would say. Yeah, not too bad. Now moving on to articulation in the scorpion form, or beast form. There's ball jointed at the legs and feet. And like I mentioned, I think these counts as an articulation or not. I don't know, doesn't matter. I mean, well, I'm not sure. How do you feel? If this counts as articulation or not. Put your comments down below. But there's like rotation on the other leg there. There's some like forward and back and all that stuff. You get the ball jointed angles there. And of course the head articulation. And I forgot to mention there's the tail articulate. Well, the tail articulate a little bit. And of course articulated a bunch of times. Yeah. Yeah, it's still the articulation's very limited in robot form. I mean, well, beast form. So there's some quite limited articulation there. Now, moving on to robot form. So let's move on to robot form. Here is Scorponok in his robot form. So take a closer look at his robot form here. Yeah, as I mentioned, well, as I showed you earlier in his scorpion form, well, it is, yeah, you can see the head sculpt. It's still, again, not too bad at all. I forgot to mention there's like some teeth sticking out there. Take a look at the back here. You can see there's his legs right there sticking out. And some of them, well, I had to put them like that because if you put them like this, yeah, it gets in the way with the transformation. So it's better just leave it on like so, just like that. There we go. And you can see the claw marks on him because they're like scary looking shoulder pads there. And also same thing on the hands. Well, the hands are now like robotic hands. You can see the fingers there. Nothing much on the body here, nothing much on the legs as well, but you can see there's like some spikes there on his knees there. You can see some metallic paint to it and everything. And you can see there's like a little feet right there as well. And on the bottom, nothing much, but no pegos or legalies there as well. Overall, not too bad at all looking figure, I would say. I'd say Hasbro did really a great job with this figure. Overall, the sculpting on the figure looks pretty good. Now, moving on to articulation, there's like a ball jointed at the head here. I'm not sure this one counts as an articulation. But as the arms doesn't go fully rotate because it's hindered by the legs there. Unless you move it, it does. Well, unless you move it out of the way, that's what I meant to say. It does. I'm not sure this also counts as an articulation, but the arm goes up and down. Upper arm rotation. Double jointed at the elbows. Ball jointed at the wrist. There's waist rotation a little bit on the bottom. Legs kick forward and back, in and out. Upper leg rotation. Bend at the knees. And the ankles to have a ball joint there as well. Well, it's very limited articulation on this figure. But, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can still give him some decent amount of posabilities. Now, for accessories, he does come with this little tail right there. That you can actually put it on the... on this hole right there. As you can see, the forearm has 2 holes on each side. So you just connect them like so. And bam. There is Scorponok with the creepy looking. Yeah, you can have some decent amount of posabilities. And of course, for accessories, this is a Studio Series package. Studio Series figure. He does come with this background drop with the forest in the background, which I'm pretty sure is exactly the same forest from the J.A.R figure that I reviewed a long time. But again, I'm not sure if people still use these for their display. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm probably going to use them because it takes up amount of spaces on some of the figures, the Transformers figures in your shelf. But you can have them pose them like that, just like so. And it wants to fall off. Now let's put them off this place then, like so. Yeah, there we go. There we go, much better. Overall for this figure, yeah, it's pretty decent. Yeah, I'd say Hasbro did a great job with this figure. The sculpting on the figure looks pretty good. Articulation, very limited. The robot form, the scorpion form looks pretty decent. Almost identical to the character from the original toy line and of course the original cartoon. But still, it's really not too bad. The figure, I do definitely recommend getting this figure at your local discount store for $8, which is not bad. Yeah, if you've seen this figure at your local discount stores like Ross, go ahead and pick this guy up. For my rate, I'm gonna give Scorponok figure I'll give him like an 8 out of 10 for me. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, please consider like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. And follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. All 3 links will be in the description down below. That's all I had to say. This is the Transformers Studio Series Scorponok figure made by Hasbro. And this is J.A.R. 369. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you on my next review. And remember, keep on collecting.